YouTube, Darren here. Gonna be update as to what all's going on. Going to get my tiller going because we got to get the garden ready today. It's nice enough. I'm gonna till it, roll in some fertilizer, and then till it again. And I'm just gonna do my yearly checkup on this tiller. It's an old Sears clean cut, 5 horsepower, flathead, side shaft, runs good. Runs good when it runs. But we're going to get that taken care of. Hey guys, now more to come. Back. And here is kudzu in all its broken glory. So I think what I'm going to try to do later on today is go ahead, take that transaxle out again, and we're going to go into it and have a look at it. My thought is that when we did the initial tests and had it jacked up with no tires on there, forward reverse, no problem, it did fine. After we got it on there, tires on, put it on the ground, and I didn't even try anything hard. I went forward, neutral, reverse 3 times and drove it halfway the length of my driveway, and then that piece just let go. So I am going to take those pieces maybe and have them try to have them welded up. Maybe at my work they do a lot of big welding as well, so maybe I'll carry it in and see if I can get a favor from one of the guys to have them weld that up. Although Pat did a bang up job, I don't see unless my welder just wasn't hot enough to do it. But that's okay, because I'll have that other piece coming maybe in a week. We'll have it in. So that's kind of where kudzu sits. I'm going to take this time to fix all the other little nitpicky stuff in the week that I'm not really going to be doing a lot of stuff because it's just annoying. What we're going to do, we're going to get it all squared away and running. I've gone ahead and lubed this throttle cable, because over the winter, even if they're like under a shed, and this one was, and then I pulled it around and then kind of let it sit for 2 or 3 weeks outside. But gone ahead and oiled this, got this lubricated so it's moving freely. Gas tank had old gas in it, had some oil in it, or had some water in the gas, so I drained it out, and then I filled it up with shop towels to soak up all the water. And now we're going to put a little bit of gas in, drain it back out, and probably do it a couple of more times just to get all the old junk out. Pull cord's in good shape. Going to put a new plug on this. We're going to check this oil. And then we also have to fill up this crankcase as well. And I think I'm going to put some gear lube in it, maybe a drop or 2 of Lucas. The belt is on its last legs. I'd love to get one more season out of it if I could, because I only use this thing 4 or 5 times a year. So I would love to get it done and no break. But we'll see. Okay guys, more to come. Gone ahead, put some fresh fuel in it, about maybe a 1/2 inch. Let it sit for a few minutes to kind of break up any deposits or anything like that, because it's good strong fresh gas. And put another rag in there to soak all that out. If it won't crank, if we do have a lot of problems out of it, what you do, you use this same rag technique, but you put more gas in it, you put the rag in, then you light the rag and run. That's the best thing to do when they won't crank. So we'll see how the bottom of the tank looks. Looks really good. We're going to toss those out. The more to come, guys. Air filter, it's actually in pretty good shape. Nice and dry. So cleaned it out, and we're going to put it back on. As I was looking at it and working on it, the plastic choke linkage lever had broken. So to get it to where it will crank and run today, I just put that zip tie down through the throat, looped it through, and that'll hold it open, and we should be able to get it cranked up. I'm going to check the plug and clean it and do the oil. More to come. Guys, here's a plug, just so you'll know. It's a RJ19LM. You can use a J19LM. The R is insulated for radio interference frequencies, I think, something like that. And I'm sure there's a couple of others that you can cross-reference to go in there, but I had bought another one, but I can't find it. That's the way it is sometimes. So, clean this guy up. Gonna go back in and see what's next. More to come. How about this freaking weather? 73 degrees. That's why it was time to get the garden ready. There's Edward. Damn cat. Don't go up by the road. I'm not picking your dead carcass up. Damn cat. So, I have the gear lube. This is what I use. This is a handy little thing for these and differentials in like a car and stuff like that. You screw that into it, drain it to a certain amount, and lock it in place, and then it drains in. And you can even fill above your head with this. So this thing is really handy. I'll see if I can hook it up and show you without getting grease everywhere. More to come, guys. And you just insert it, and then you can fill. You don't get it all over you. I think my wife found this for me at Walmart when we were putting the differential, the new rear end in the Durango, and I want to say it was like $9 or $10, but I use it all the time. I mean, this thing is just good stuff. Now this is actually not just gear oil. This is a mixture of Lucas and gear oil. I just poured it in here so I wouldn't have to swap out a lot. And this was like half a bottle. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there, and that should be good. It should be topped back off. Guys, now more that's taken care of. And when I'm through, I'll zoom you back out here. I always just keep it like a gallon Ziploc, fold it up, stick it in a drawer, because you don't use it that often, but when you need it, you need it. All right, all finished up. We're ready to go fill the garden. I will make sure and pick up another spark plug. Like I said, I only use it 4 times a year, and I cleaned everything and replaced it all except for the belt last year. But the belt's been on there a long time, and I'm willing to bet you this pillar's probably 30 years old. The only plastic pieces on it are the handles and that cover and the tires. The rest of it's all metal. That is the nice thing about this guy. Probably run forever. Anyway. Just this little patch is what I was doing. Tilled it deep, and before I tilled it, I threw out about half a bag of 13 fertilizer. Tilled it deep and rolled it in. Probably in a week, I'll come back out here, throw another half a bag on this, and till it, not till it as deep, and go ahead and get kind of the rows lined up. And that will take care of the garden prepping. And we'll start figuring out what kind of vegetables we're going to put out in it. That's it for me. I'm going in the house. Y'all go make some mayhem.